Around 2019, I was studying at the University of Idaho. Yes, Idaho, America, land of potatoes. I was majoring in international studies with a minor in Asian studies. Actually, I forgot what I was doing, but I was meeting up with lecturers and professors in different departments. And I met this business lecturer. I forgot his name, but he was a very kind guy. I met up with him and I was just sharing about myself, where I'm from, what I'm doing here, blah, blah, blah. After we had our conversation, which was really short, he shook my hand and wished me luck. And I replied back saying that I will pray more, definitely. And he looked at me and firmly held my hand and said, "Do more, don't pray." There are times in our lives where we do more, pray less, pray more, do less. But and sometimes it's just the circumstances that we're dealing with. Yes, I'm filming. I need you to be quiet, please. For week 11, I like to share two types of meditations. There's moving meditation and there's still meditation. With that little story that I shared in the beginning, it actually led me to this point in my life where I was meditating a lot. And I also learned that there are different forms of meditation. Meditation is not all about sitting on the floor and going home. Meditation can be movement. Disclaimer though, I am sharing tips and advices based on my own observation that I have applied in my own life. If you want technical facts, scientific facts, backed up by science kind of facts, you can go research that on your own. Here, I am just sharing what I've learned and what has helped me get to this healthy state of mind. Now, if you really think about it, the magic happens once you start taking action. There's a reason why atheists are called non believers because the only thing they believe in is taking action, which is an admirable trait. Oftentimes, those who grew up in religious households tend to be stagnant to a fault because they leave it up to God. You know, when times get hard, leave it up to God. Pray, okay, now it's God's problem. I just don't need to really do anything. Wrong. Please understand that there has to be a balance of both. Now, when I'm talking about this, I'm only generalizing. I'm not saying everybody grew up this way or are atheists. No, I'm not going deep into religious topics, okay? I am only going to go deep into the practices that have helped me and that of my friends. So, when you learn this and you want to try it out, remember that you are doing it religiously, almost like a prayer. So, for the first part of this video, I will talk about moving meditation with an example. So, how do I do more? Excuse me. So, you might ask yourself, how do I do more? Take baby steps, literally. Like, if you've seen a baby walk or learning to walk, they're very small steps, and they're just figuring out how to like walk. You have to approach your life that way, especially when you're coming out of the gutter, you're coming out to live life again. For example, okay, one of my closest friends was confiding in me about how her health is. And of course, it's not looking great. Um, she gained a lot of weight, and I've been there before. I gained weight because of not moving my body often and not being active outside of work. She told me that she wants to exercise again immediately, and I agree with her. As I suggested what she should do, she was telling me about how she wants to do it right. And I'm like, what do you mean? Even though I wanted her to explain, I also understood where she was coming from because I was that girl who always wanted to do it right the first time. But then that can be very stressful. So she explained to me that, for example, she likes to jog long distances. And around recent times, she was jogging, but she kept stopping in her tracks to catch her breath. And she told me, like, that's not the right way, it's wrong. I looked at her and I said, it's fine, do it ugly. The point is that you're doing it. You can tell yourself, okay, I exercised today. Now, in my example, when I was getting back into my fitness routine, I had to approach it kindly and slowly. So, what I did was I went for walks regularly in the mornings, in the evenings, sometimes twice a day. And I don't do more than that. What I used to do, and I tried it as well before I did it this way, I was doing what I would usually do for warm ups. I would do 3 rounds of 10 push ups, 3 rounds of 10 squats, 3 rounds of 10 burpees, blah, 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 blah. And I was very sore the next day. I couldn't keep up with myself, or I couldn't keep up with the ideal workout routine that I planted in my head. So, what I had to do was take it lightly. Now, how is this moving meditation? Well, exercise is a form of meditation because you are focusing on the quality of exercise. You are focusing on moving, with good form, and you're sweating. When we sweat, we feel relieved. It's like a stress reliever. So that's what I did. I did nothing else beyond that for a month. And it helped me kept the momentum moving. Like the momentum was going without force, with not much effort. Just only the pure fact that I am getting up and going out and walking. Let's say you haven't been exercising for a while. Go outside, whether in the morning, in the evening, just go for a walk around your neighborhood. Or maybe drive to the park and go for a walk. Don't do anything else beyond that. Just sweat enough and ask yourself, okay, do I feel good or do I feel like I can do one more round of walking? That's up to you. So if you do that for 1 month and then you start doing light jogs for another month. And then on the third month, you can do your sprints, walk, jog, mixed together. And that's just purely for those who need to move their body again, who miss the feeling of running, of being outside, knowing that you're still alive, because that's what meditation can be for people, is that realizing that you're still here, you're still alive, you still have your body, and it takes willpower to use it. So once again, moving meditation means keeping things in motion, keeping your body in motion. You can run for fitness, you can run because your soul craves for it. Either way, whatever the reason is, you are doing it. It is physical and it is healthy. If you're the type of person who does not like to exercise, let me ask you this question. Did you even try? Did you ask for professional assistance? Were you mad at yourself because you couldn't do it effortlessly the first time? Well, that's why it's a challenge, right? Most people avoid challenges because they don't want to be embarrassed. They don't want to look like they're trying hard. How do you think great athletes become great athletes? They try. They work hard. It's like in anything that you do, it's not just about exercise. Remember that your health is very important. Do not take it for granted. Also, did you try moving your body in other ways? Swimming, dancing, yoga, Pilates, Tai Chi, hot yoga, climbing, rock climbing, hiking. There's more than one way than just going to the gym. When you move your body, you are simply doing a moving meditation because your mind is focused on the movement itself and doing it right, doing it properly, practicing good form. Therefore, you've done your meditation for the day. And that's why people feel great after they work out. There's a cadre of movement masters for each of us, and they all have a purpose in this life. So find one that you love. Now we're going into still meditation. This is the meditation practice that most people avoid, that they make excuses to not have time for, that they think is useless. Well, let me tell you something, it's not useless. Why do people avoid, you know, actual still meditation where you sit on the floor on a thin cushion and you try to clear your mind? It requires silence. It requires mental stillness. It requires patience to be quiet. And you are practicing on clearing out your mind, clearing out the mental clutter that you receive information on a daily basis. And then that's why a lot of people love to come home, because it's quiet, it's peaceful, it's their sanctuary. So is your mind. Most people are addicted to the hustle culture, hustling, chasing, and doing. Sometimes you can do too much. That's a fact. And when you do too much, you have to sit down and ask yourself, oh my goodness, I have to pause. And that's where you meditate. Things can only be clearer when you sit down and quiet your mind. Now, I'm not going to teach you how to meditate. I only know how to do it for myself. And I know meditation is not for everyone. But I would like to ask you, have you tried it? Like, have you actually sat down and tried to just be still? Okay, how do I know about meditation? I attended a sports academy. It was called Tanyapura. It was also known as Phuket International Academy, something something. Yes, I lived in Thailand, and of course, meditation is like a big practice there. Or like mindfulness, the practice of mindfulness. A lot of kids, including myself, were so over that phrase. Like, we don't care about being mindful. We just want to have fun. We want to party. We want to go out. We didn't care about meditation. We didn't care about mindfulness. This is why educators need to explore things beyond academics, because this actually has helped a lot of kids, including myself. It has helped kids who had like impulsive behaviors, and they get pissed off really easily. It has helped kids like me who were struggling to communicate their emotions. It has helped parents about understanding that their kid is growing up and is developing their own individuality, and sometimes they need to just let them be. That was the main message why of that school and why it was built in the first place. Now, how did I apply it in real life? Well, as I grew older, life became more resistant in the things that I do. It was just filled with so much disappointments, and the more I tried, the less I received, the less help I received, the less guidance I received, the less chances I received. I was breaking down a lot, and I started to break down in public, which was really it was a problem, definitely. And around COVID time was when I actually started meditating properly. Yes, I actually did my fingers this way. I did it other ways. I even looked up Indian meditation teachers who teach about the finger points, the purpose of holding them in certain ways. So yes, I actually did that, and I would practice it every day. This is how I did it. I woke up every morning. As soon as the sun rises in my face, I wake up, I sit down on the floor immediately and just I sat there for about 10 minutes or so. Sometimes I meditate not too long because my bowel movement starts to like calm down and then I need to go to the toilet immediately. My mind was clearer, I was calmer, my shoulders weren't tense anymore. I was actually like relaxed. And the most magical part of it was that I didn't have period cramps anymore. Like I meditated daily, like I was doing it religiously. I was very disciplined about it because I'm trying to heal myself. Sometimes the most creative people are the ones who have less resources. So I was just like, I have my phone, I have all the information on my hand, I gotta look up some stuff. So that's what I did. And it worked. When you practice meditation every day for 10 minutes or so, and if you're a girl, you may see a difference in your demeanor, physical, like, you look more calm, you look more relaxed. Your stomach system may adjust itself, and you're able to, like, you know, go to the toilet and poop once a day. Your period cramps are no longer there or less. You don't stress out. You don't panic like you used to. You're like, wait, 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 wait. I can solve this. Just give me a minute. And then anyone who tries to influence their stress and panic on you, you stop them. You're like, calm down. Stop. Relax. Because you're relaxed. It also healed my soul because I was going through depression at the time, like real deep depression. And one day I had a dream, and then the depression was sucked out of me. It was beautiful, scary, but beautiful. You also have a different perspective, and you understand your pace. You understand that not everything needs to be rushed. Even in the middle of a rush hour, you're able to be calm and still and observe. You are able to observe your surroundings very well. And then think of a solution from there. And that is my take on moving meditation and still meditation. Just remember that pain will always be experienced. And these types of meditations are there to guide you. They're not there for you to like make fun of, because it has been proven that these forms of meditation save someone's life, help someone become a better person, live better, or just live life in general. So when the going gets tough, these forms of meditation are there to guide you through it all. It's God's way of gifting you the answers through these meditations or exercises, if only you pay attention.